Welcome to Echo of Crime YouTube channel. Before we begin, hit subscribe, because this story will make you question everything you think you know about survival, truth, and justice. It was 2:43 a.m. on a quiet highway outside Reno, Nevada, when Officer Mark Riley spotted something in the middle of the road. At first, it looked like roadkill, small, limp, pale under the orange glow of the streetlights. But as he slowed down, the shape moved. It wasn't an animal. It was a woman, barefoot, wearing a torn t-shirt and a metal collar around her neck. She stumbled toward the patrol car. Her lips were cracked, her eyes wide and unfocused. "Help me," she whispered, barely audible through the open window. "He's coming." Within minutes, backup arrived. The woman identified herself as Amber Lane, age 28, reported missing 7 months earlier from Sacramento, California. According to her file, she'd vanished after leaving a late shift at a diner, her car found abandoned by the river. Investigators had long assumed she'd drowned. Now she was here, alive, shaking, and covered in bruises that told a story no one was ready to believe. At the hospital, doctors documented marks consistent with prolonged restraint: wrists, ankles, neck. Yet something about her account made the authorities uneasy. She said she'd been kept in a hidden room, underground, by a man who called himself Mr. Hunter. He'd taken her phone, her clothes, even her name. She claimed she'd escaped during a thunderstorm when her captor left the door unlocked, just this once. Detectives from both Nevada and California listened to her statement with growing skepticism. No fingerprints, no DNA, no witnesses. And when they traced the location she described, an old farmhouse near the state border, it was empty. No furniture, no evidence, no trace of anyone ever living there. Amber insisted. "He took me there. I heard cars, trains, there was a smell." Detective Mark Riley watched the video again, frame by frame. The voice, the fear in Amber's eyes. It was real, but the timestamp made no sense. According to hospital records, she'd been under police protection the day the video was supposedly recorded. Either someone had faked the date, or Amber had never escaped at all. He called the tech team to analyze the file. Their conclusion: the metadata was clean, the timestamp hadn't been altered, the footage was genuine, taken after her supposed rescue. Riley's gut twisted. "Someone's playing games," he muttered. He went straight to Amber's safe house, a motel off Interstate 80 guarded by 2 officers. But when he arrived, the door was wide open, lights flickering. Inside, chaos. The bed overturned, drawers ripped apart, and the security camera smashed to pieces. No Amber. On the wall, scrawled in thick black marker, were 3 words: "Stop looking, Mark." Within hours, the FBI took over. They treated Amber as a missing adult. Again. Riley wasn't assigned to the case anymore, but he couldn't walk away. He'd seen too much. He started digging into Amber's old life, trying to find anyone who might want her silenced. That's when he found something strange. Months before her disappearance, Amber had filed a workplace harassment report at the diner she worked at. The accused was a regular customer, a man named Daniel Harper, age 45, a construction supervisor with no criminal record, but a history of sudden relocations. When Riley pulled Harper's name through the state database, a chill ran down his spine. Harper's company had done renovation work at an abandoned military facility on the Nevada border, the same area where Amber claimed she'd been held. He drove out there himself, passing miles of empty desert. The facility was a maze of concrete tunnels and rusted gates. Most were sealed, but one entrance had been. The fire report said it was an accident. Faulty wiring. No evidence of arson. But Detective Mark Riley had been a cop long enough to know when a report was written to close a case, not solve one. Something about that house. The speed of the fire. The lack of remains. The single object left behind. Screamed. Deliberate. He took the caller to the lab himself. It wasn't standard metal. It had been modified, layered with a thin strip of microcircuitry that wasn't visible to the naked eye. When the technician scanned it, The monitor flickered. Coordinates appeared, along with a date. June 17th, 2024. 2 days away. Riley barely slept. He spent hours mapping out the coordinates. They pointed to a truck stop in northern Arizona. The kind of place where no one remembers faces, where cash is still king. If Amber was alive, if she was part of something bigger, this might be where it ended. He arrived just after midnight. Semi-trailers lined the lot, engines idling in the darkness. Neon lights buzzed over an all-night diner. The coordinates led him behind the building to a locked storage unit with no label. A faint sound came from inside, tapping, steady, rhythmic. He forced the lock. Inside, there was a laptop on a table, the screen already glowing. A video file was playing. Live feed. Amber's face appeared, pale and gaunt, her eyes hollow. "You shouldn't have come, Mark," she said quietly. "They're watching this too." "Amber, where are you?" His voice cracked through the silence. "You don't understand," she whispered. "He wasn't one man. It's a group, people who take others like me. They make us disappear, and when someone escapes, they erase them again." The camera shifted slightly, revealing a dark figure behind her, the outline of a man with a headset, expression hidden. "You want proof?" Amber said. "Check the files. Room 4 wasn't the first. It was the phone. Eartham." Then the feed cut to static. Riley opened the laptop's folders. Each was labeled with a name and a date. Room 1, Room 2, Room 3, Room 4. The most recent file read, Room 5, M. Riley. Before he could react, the lights in the unit flickered off. The door slammed shut behind him. From the corner of the room, a voice came through a small speaker. "Detective Riley," it said calmly. "You should have believed her sooner." He grabbed his gun, kicked the door open, and burst into the lot. But the trucks were gone. The diner lights were off. The entire stop was deserted. He drove back to Reno, but every attempt to trace the video, the signal, even the caller's circuit data, hit a wall of dead servers and fake IP addresses. Within 48 hours, his badge access was revoked. The Bureau called him in for questioning, not as an officer, but as a suspect in Amber Lane's disappearance. The case was sealed, classified. A month later, a parcel arrived at his home. No return address. Inside was a flash drive and a note in Amber's handwriting. "You were right. I never escaped. But now you can." He plugged the drive in. A video opened. The same underground room, freshly painted, spotless. In the corner, a new chain, a camera, and a small nameplate on the wall. It read, Room 5, and taped below it, his police ID. Riley stared at the screen, frozen. Then the feed changed. A live camera angle. His own living room. Himself, sitting there, watching. "We don't take prisoners anymore," Amber's voice whispered. "We take believers." The screen went black. That night, neighbors reported hearing a car start, then drive away. Detective Riley's home was found empty, the front door wide open, his badge lying on the floor. He was never seen again. A week later, an unmarked envelope was delivered to the Reno PD. Inside, a photo, a dim concrete room, a chain, a camera, and Bahman D on the wall. A fresh marking. Room 6. Reserved. If you thought this story was intense, the narration would fade in, low and chilling. You're not ready for the next one. Hit subscribe before someone locks the door.